Welcome, this is a new TV series called Racing Dirt to Road. In this series we're going to talk about a lot of exciting races all out of New Zealand, racing all over the world from motocross to enduro, off-road, extreme enduro, road racing. We're going to talk about their highs and lows, the exciting times and of course the down times. My name's Josh Coppins. I've got a rich history in racing, started riding motorcycles when I was 4 years old. Love the sport, been involved right since day one, and been a factory rider in Europe for 15 years, now based back in New Zealand as team manager for Altherm JCR Yamaha. Welcome to another episode of Dirt to Road. We're at Hampton Downs this weekend for the Motul endurance race with the Reese family. The Reese family coming from Wakatani. We're going to start off introducing Tony and have a little bit of a chat about how the day went. How'd things go, Tony? Tell us all about it.
It was a big day actually. Qualifying went really well. We put it on pole and it was, Damon got away. He did the start. We actually did the short straw or the short cable tie the other night, and Damon got the short one, so he ended up doing the start. He did a fantastic job right from the word go. Yeah, it's got outgunned a little bit by the superbikes, knowing though their tyres aren't going to go the distance like the 600. And we saw that, Mitch and I running around on the superbikes, we just destroyed the rear tyre. And Damon could keep banging in fast laps where we couldn't. We had to keep trying to manage it, So really hard event in the sense that 1 minute it's raining, next minute it's not, and you're out there on slicks and it's wet, and you're like just going, oh, is it going to dry in a minute? Trying not to come in. As soon as you come in, you lose so much time in the pit. So luckily, a couple of times we stayed out where other teams didn't, and we kept it in front.
Great, so you must be really proud of how the boys are going. Obviously pretty unique to have father and son team for this. I don't know if it's been done before. I'm not a road racing guy so much, but I don't know, but it's pretty unique. You must be really proud of them and happy with how it all went.
Oh, heck yeah, Damon's only been road racing for 2 seasons now, and this is the first season for Mitch, so he hasn't done that many races. Last year we fired Mitch in the deep end and we did the 6 hour. And so he's at least a year ahead actually, and last year he just struggled doing the distance. We were trying to do a longer stint, but he just hadn't done the laps. But this year it showed that he's a lot fitter, a lot bike fitter on a bike like this. You can ride a dirt bike or you can train all you want, but you need to sit on one of these super bikes with 180 plus horsepower and hang on to the thing, So he did a good job. Damon was fast all day, like the 600 managed the tyres a lot better, and he was just very consistently fast.
We're here with Mitch Reese right now, son of Tony that we just interviewed. Just going to have a little chat to him about the weekend and talk about how the Motul 6 hour went for you.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It's good to do it again. Probably been riding about a year now, so to get the win with the boys is good, and we're all sort of around, right up the front end, so happy with that.
So I have to ask, were you a little bit scared jumping on a superbike? I don't have any road racing experience, but I'm been around motorcycles to know that they've got some serious horsepower, and we're on a fast track here. And I have to say I admire your, sort of, I don't know if it's confidence or what it is, but I have to admire it. Were you a little bit scared, or did it come good pretty quick? Or tell us about that.
Well, I've been riding dirt bikes for so long and been off 450, and as you know, they're pretty hard to ride as it is. So I guess it was taking away sort of the bumps and stuff like that and just adding raw speed. So it did take a while to get my head around it. It is quite a hard thing to put your head into gear.
Do you think that comes from motocross experience, having used to the bike sliding around, and obviously I know a lot of road racers that come from motocross background that are quite used to the bike moving, and they seem to be good when it becomes wet. So do you think that's the reason?
Yeah, definitely. It's like riding in the mud, I guess. You just got to get a feel for it, and when it's sliding a little bit, you sort of instead of just freaking out, just controlling it, and that makes it easy, really.
What did you struggle with the most today in the event? Was it, tell us what you really struggled with today.
Probably struggle with my knees, or my legs aren't strong enough. It seems like you're sitting on the bike, but you're actually not. You're moving the whole time, and that's where I'm really struggling. And the tyre thing it was a big one today too.
Obviously, people at home don't know road racing and haven't a lot of them haven't done it. So to hear you talk about the knees and struggling with that's quite interesting, because I myself wouldn't have thought that. But where were your strong points today?
I think I'm pretty good. Got a good upper body and good core from the motocross stuff. So, and then that helps me with braking. I think that's one of my strongest points. So.
No arguments in the workshop today in between changes, or any discussions? Dad didn't overrule you, or brother didn't give you too much of a hard time?
No, it was pretty good. Tony was out on track, so I made the decisions. It was pretty good. The whole team, we sort of knew what we were doing, and we've had a bit of practice now, so yeah, it's good.
With a scintillating V-twin engine, show-stopping looks and razor-sharp handling, the new SV650 is a twin that's one of a kind. See your Suzuki dealer today and arrange a test ride.
Okay, so we're going to interview Damo now, and obviously the youngest of the Reese family, and going to ask him a little bit how his weekend went, and I hear he had the fastest lap time out of the family, so we'll talk a little bit about that too. Tell us how your day went, mate.
It went fantastic, actually. I really had a good day. Just we had a little bit of wet weather part way into the race, but all went well. We pushed the barrier of the longest time out on track that we wanted to achieve. We did 40 minutes plus out on track, which is a long time. Just mentally, just wears you out. So, but yeah, no, it was an awesome day.
So I don't know too much about the event, but your brother and dad were on the superbike, and you were on the 600 today. So, and you were able to get the fastest lap time. Tell us how that works.
Well, basically, those superbikes, they just wreck tyres, to be honest. They've got the harder compound tyre than I do, and they don't even make the distance. Even they were blown out with 2 hours to go. So they're just harder on tyres, just more torque, everything just wrecks tyres. But the 600 just being nice and smooth and everything like that, it worked real well. And then just it came down to confidence near the end of the race. Just I knew I had tyres and I knew I had a gap, so I just decided, it's here for a test day almost, just pushing for the season ahead. So I thought I'd push a little bit harder and go a little bit faster. Yeah, it went well, yeah.
Talking to Dad, he talks about big events that he's done, like Suzuka 8 Hour, etc. And I didn't know that he had done those events. And having watched him on TV, and they are big events. Obviously, he's got a lot of experience. What's the best advice he's given you in road racing?
Just take your time. The confidence comes. It came pretty quick for me. Being from motocross makes a huge difference. Most road racers don't get that. Just straight off the block, not ridden a bike at all. So definitely, Tony had the best advice. He had the best setup help. It was, he made a good effort of helping raise me to be a good racer. So it's worked out well, yeah.
Awesome. So what does Mum do on race day? Obviously, talked to all the boys, haven't spoken to Mum, but tell us her role on race day, and then also in the week. Tony said that she pretty much runs the shop and keeps you all in check. So tell us about race day.
Race day, she's busy doing all the paperwork stuff, putting down her lap times, setting up everything. So, when we've got a gap and, between us and the person behind or in front, we know everything that's going on, and she can tell us lap times and where we're going good here, where we're going there. From an outside perspective, she's got it. It's definitely a huge effort, and Mum's a big part of it, yeah.
With a scintillating V-twin engine, show-stopping looks and razor-sharp handling, the new SV650 is a twin that's one of a kind. See your Suzuki dealer today and arrange a test ride.
in your opinion, what made you guys so good today? Was it just the management of the race, or was it just the riding of the boys? Was it outright speed, or was it, like you keep talking about, tyres? And I'm not from road racing, but obviously I watch a lot of MotoGP and superbikes, and I hear them all talking about tyre life and saving the tyres. Was it that, or was it the whole combination of it all?
I think as a team we were very consistent today. Like the boys did consistent. All three of us did consistent lap times, similar pace. Damon, we actually went a fraction faster on the 600. Last year I went faster. Knew that wasn't a good thing. So and the pit crew, we had a great pit crew. We did everything I think right. We made the right call with some of the wet track sessions, and just a big team effort actually.
Do you think that comes from experience from your part? Obviously, I heard you say on the podium 1988 was the last time you won this event. So does that come from your experience, you think, or just reading the conditions as it happens and as you think?
Well, the last 6 hour in New Zealand was back in, other than last year, was 1988. So, but in between that, I did 24-hour races in Europe, did a Suzuka 8-hour a couple of times, and lots of 4 hours and 6 hours, done a couple of 6 hours in Australia. So done a lot of that. But we had a little bit more of a strategy this year, because we knew that Mitch could do the distance. So we said the other day, hey, we need to go this long this year and cut out the pit stops and try and be consistent. And I think we just put the whole thing together. And as I said before, we just got the whole rain thing right. It was pretty testing in that slippery conditions.
Sure. So for those of you at home that don't know the Reese family, obviously they have a Honda dealership in Wakatani, and father and son effort, and also your wife, I believe, is working there as well. So
yeah, that's right. We all work within the dealership. We've got there's 9 of us in the dealership, and so we're lucky we can walk away a little bit, and we've got a great crew there that can look after it. But we all work there. The boys put in a big effort at the shop, as well as all the guys that can't come away with us. And Vicky runs the joint, my wife that is, and it's the family who plays together stays together, and that's our motto. We've gone through the whole motocross scene. The boys still do motocross, but it's good to come away and do something like this. Massive thanks to Gary and Motul actually, making the 6 hour happen again, the Auckland Motorcycle Club, all of the sponsors that have got on board. I did win it back in 1988, that's 100 years ago now, so never thought I'd be doing it with my boys, so fantastic. Thanks to Rivet Levers, because yesterday I had a bit of a mishap, and HJC helmets, otherwise I was probably going to be lying in a coma, so HJC helmet did the job, slid down the road, destroyed a bike, and I was pretty beat up actually, and the boys got some footage of it, and it's pretty amateur actually. Not the footage, it's right.
The footage was professional.
It was a big one, and the track was dirty, but there's no excuses, I blew it. And so thanks to the team for working so hard last night, so we had a bike to ride, and thanks to Honda, and all our sponsors. We've got a huge amount of people that help. Thank you to all our other competitors for coming along, otherwise there's no race. And sorry if we gave a few of you a scare today, but we also got a scare from some of you as well, so I reckon we're even. No, it's a fantastic event. Thank you.